Hello and welcome! This is going to be a different type of video than my Fiend Fun Times, but I've been wanting to tell people about this game for quite some time. It has a very poor rating on Steam, even though it is an exceptionally well-made game. It has some really awesome details. If you're a war gamer, or if you like RTS or World War II or any of these types of things, especially strategy games, I think there's something here for you. If you are interested in more content like this, be sure to leave a like, because it really does help me know if people are interested or not, and it also tells YouTube that they should recommend this to other people. But yes, Men of War 2. I've played a lot of Call to Arms, Gates of Hell, Ostfront. We're going to call it Ostfront for simplicity's sake. I've also played a ton of Men of War Assault Squad 2. That was the first real game I got into on my PC. So I know quite a bit about them. Company of Heroes, not really my biggest. I'm not a big fan of it too much, but I'd like to go and check it out, especially the new one, because if this game got such a bad rap when it came out because players didn't really give it the chance it needed. It's not realistic like Ostfront, but it is much more authentic. And if that doesn't make sense, then I have to explain it in detail, and I'll show you guys when I get there. But the one thing that the biggest con for this game right now is that the multiplayer is essentially dead. I don't know if there's anybody playing it. I looked, I can't really see anybody at servers. I assume most people are playing in private lobbies. Like I said, the game's very, very authentic to real World War II wargaming, RTS styles, all these things. It's like if an arcade met a realistic simulator and they kind of forced each other into each other. And it is amazing. I played a lot of hours, probably almost 100 plus hours of this game, and every time I leave, I'm just thinking about what I want to do the next time I play, what I can do the next time I play. And it's sad because if this game's dead state, I think a lot of the devs probably moved on or thought they have to move on now because it's not in the state they want it to be. It's not growing, it's not getting anywhere, and it's sad. So I figured, why not make a video? Maybe I can help boost a few people in getting it. Like I said, it is worth it. It is definitely worth the $45, but if you don't have a lot of money, maybe go get it on a discount, get it on sale. Hopefully, if the sales get up there, they will actually see that people have interest in it again. Maybe they'll release a DLC for the British, Japanese, all these other factions that definitely should be in this game, because like I said, the authenticity, I should say, is awesome. It really, really brings this game up to the next level. So, since there's no multiplayer, we're going to go over the story, historical, conquest, and raid game modes. These are all different game modes that the game provides you with on start. You don't have to pay for them. There's no DLC, nothing. So you get one campaign for each of the primary factions. So you have your Soviets, your Americans, and their German counterparts. And then you have individually small assault squad missions where you're in charge of like a small group of guys. These are for the story game mode players. I have not played them. I'm not a big fan of story games or story modes. I usually go with things like this, where you have historical modes, large-scale operations, essentially a mission that would be a realistic depiction of what a battle in that area would have looked like from this game's perspective. Very fun. They are large-scale conflicts, so you go in and you actually get like a pretty decent-sized group of guys. You can see you get 5, and then there's 4 and 4, and these are relatively decent-sized groups of troops, and I'll explain what those are later when I get into it. Then you have Conquest, which is very different from Ostfront's Conquest mode, where Ostfront has attack and defend, attack and defend, attack and defend, and it's just rinse and repeat on very wide open maps with points that are stretched apart, and the enemy sends waves and waves of shit at you that you really feel like isn't fair, and you don't have anything to counteract because you have no money. Now in Conquest for Men of War 2, I don't know if they looked at that and said let's make it better or what, but they did. They took all of these things and they made it better. So instead of just 2 game modes, there's like 6 or so game modes, where in the attack phase you have to either capture 2 points, push a front line, or a kind of mix between the two. Then for the defense, it's the same, where you're on the other side. It works. It really does. It's fitting to what a combat or a conflict would have been in that area, just pushing and getting pushed back. And you don't feel like you're getting swamped by the amount of people that they're sending at you. Definitely not an unfair conflict. And we can look at it here. We'll start with the Russians. You can see at the bottom, you can restart this whole conflict if you wanted to come back and just start from the beginning. But you always will start here at the HQ, and you'll have to move down with your regiments here, or divisions, sorry, and each division is like a token, and you'll move the token to the new point. You can see we're being attacked by the hunting grounds to our artillery, 1st Artillery Division, where our 1st Infantry and our 1st Tank Division is sitting at Witch's Vale, ready to go to the next point. You can see that the turns are basically each turn you're going to get a chance, but you could also skip turns and just play entirely defensive and build up resources. And you can see our resources are these two different types of items here: rubles, and then you have experience points, free experience. So free experience is given for battles to your whole team. You can use that for whatever you like, and same with rubles. As you kill or destroy vehicles or capture points, you're going to obtain rubles or dollars or whatever marks, and you're going to be using those to purchase vehicles and units in your divisions. So you've got your technology screen here, and you can see there's a 36 silver star. This is XP earned by the unit during the battle. So in Ostfront, and I don't want to talk poorly about Ostfront, but I'll use it as an example. When you play the game, each mission you'll get a specific number of research points, maybe 3 or 4. Those will be used to upgrade or research new technology. So typically a tank will cost like 8. So in some cases you might not be able to get the Panzer III until 4 or 5 missions in. And knowing World War II historically, you kind of got that one wrong. You would have Panzers in Soviet-occupied Germany, or German-occupied Soviet areas. Still, you would have them, and you don't. So in this game, it's done a little bit differently. Everything that you do earns points for that weapon system or item, or whatever it is. So if the light infantry squad, which is a group of guys that's connected together, if they kill a couple hundred people or they blow up a tank or whatever, not a couple hundred, but maybe 50, you'll get enough experience points to get the next group of people or the next upgrade, which will be these patrol squads. But I could just use my gold free experience to immediately unlock that if I wanted to. So if I was rushing for something like getting a new mortar or getting a new tank, I could do that by clicking this. You can see it only cost me 55 experience to unlock. And then I could use, there's 57 experience already earned on that vehicle because of a map having it, and I was able to commandeer that and use it, and I've still obtained experience. So no matter what you're doing, you can always obtain experience for that vehicle. So for example, the T-26, as I use it, I will obtain more experience towards the BT-7, but there's also another vehicle. You can see this is the whole screen, and things work in a linear fashion, but they also kind of diverge into their own path. So this is the AT, it goes into the AA section, and you can get your this 52K here, big boy, and then it can go this way where it goes to the anti-tank guns, so anti-aircraft, anti-tank, and then it plops off one more into artillery, and then you have artillery vehicles. But as you go down, like I was saying, you have the T-26. T-26 could either unlock the T-28 or the BT-7. If I go straight BT-7 and I skip and I keep using BT-7s, I will no longer be obtaining resource or experience for this line. So I kind of cut myself off from these bad boys, the nice tech. So reality is you probably want to go T-26 and just jump straight into a T-28 and maybe come back to a BT-7, or just have some spare T-26s around just to get that experience up, or you could purchase it yourself. But it's a very unique system. I really like it. It's got a lot less vehicles than Ostfront, but it's basically, they took a lot of those bloat vehicles out. So you have your 1940, 1941, 42, and then the final T-34. They don't have the 50 other variants of the T-34 or whatever that the tanks in Ostfront would have. Which can add a little bit of confusion. So this linear line, you obviously know that the T-34-85 is probably way better than this T-34-76, which is 76 millimeter gun, and this one has an 85 millimeter gun, which is obviously way better, way better. So with that out of the way, I think the research, I think the maps, I think the game Conquest is really fun. We'll play a Conquest mode in a bit, but I want to go over these things first. And you can see objectives. Each Campaign has objectives, and these objectives will unlock new vehicles as well as divisions. So as you unlock the T-34-85 in the campaign, you will get these tanks as a boost. They just give them to you, and these are special vehicles. You can see this one's got a flamethrower. This is some captured vehicles or just special variants. These are where you get your special cool tanks that you normally wouldn't get, and they're rare. They're kind of like you know, experimental vehicles are captured like this. And then you get your second tank division, which will allow you to put another token on the map to use for capturing bases or moving forward. These are pretty hard to unlock, but you have quite a few to unlock, and they'll give you things like new tanks, new guns, all these cool things. And then you can see your battle history. I like to play on the lowest difficulty because, to be honest, this game is very, very, very hard. So if you are a gamer who likes challenge, go for it. It's very, very hard. But I like to play games where I get to enjoy my time and play fun. So we've got the Western Front in this raid advanced engagement. This is essentially a rapid advanced engagement. This is essentially if you were playing like a PvE with AI teammates, a skirmish mode, have you or whatever. And you start by clicking this, and then you start with the first mission, which will force you to be either whatever. It might be a tank, or I think certain groups have infantry or artillery unlocked, like the Germans have the infantry first or something. And then you unlock the other two divisions here, and as you go along, you'll get new upgrades, new things, all these things. And it's the same technology, but they are way more liberal with the experience points for these missions, because there's a lot less of them. But there's quite a few. You can do all these missions, and each faction has one of those. And I like that they split the Western Front Germans and obviously USA, and then the Eastern Front Germans with the Russians, so that you have two different variations. I think these guys have actually similar, but sometimes different, more like SS or similar things like that. But I could be wrong. They're probably different infantry troops or something like that. But we're going to do a mission because I want to show you guys a little bit of a conquest. And why don't we start with the Americans, because the Americans are really cool and attacking is very fun. And you can see what I've got going here is I'm attacking this place with my division, artillery division. I've got infantry moving up on the sawmill so that the roadblock can't just take sawmill back and cut off my people. So we've got our technology, we've got nothing to unlock. We can just jump into a battle, and I can click the one division I have here, and we're going to play on easy, like I said, because I don't want to lose and I want to have fun. We've got our echelons, echelon 1, 2, and 3. Each one of these echelons has a lot of amount of combat points, as you or call it, whatever, something like that. And you can see we've got 20 riflemen. We've got 4 jeeps. If I hover over it, you can see how many, but you can also see in the corner there. We've got 2 mortars. We've got 2 M3 AT guns, and we've got a M2A1. We can get another one. They're kind of expensive, so you don't want to buy too many of them, because if they all die, you lose a lot of money. If you end up buying a bunch of them and then upgrading to the next tier, you'll have a bunch of old little tanks that you really can't use, and they'll be outclassed very quickly. So you don't want to blow through all your money. So I typically will make my first echelon the echelon I use or plan to use to win. If I don't win with those guys, and I don't win with the remainder of my guys, then I'm pretty much fucked. But we're gonna get, why don't we just get an officer? Because we don't really care. Get a couple, 3 officers in our final echelon, and you can see each echelon will come with these 6 groups. The next one will come with these 6. And then the third one will come with these 6. So each one will have better, more access to stronger weapons if they're unlocked. But right now we don't have that. So we're trying to get our way to that. Actually, we're in the artillery division. So we've got these guys, and this is an M3A1. We want to get rid of the M3, and we want to put a Stuart. The M5A1 Stuart, sorry. Because these guys are actually a path to getting another unlock. If I go back here, we check the technology. If I scroll down, if the M5A1 Stuart goes to the M3A1 Satan, as well as the Chaffee, and then it goes up to this T46, which is really, really useful. So we want to get these. We want to start working our way towards this. And the reason I have my Willys MBs is so that I can actually get the rocket bazooka cheap, which is awesome. Like, you don't get to see those in some of the games like Australian. You never get to use those because it's so useless that you would never want to call it in. In this case, they actually provide a really useful purpose. They suppress infantry extremely well. They can help scout positions pretty good. Flanking vehicles or artillery pieces with them is so awesome. There's a lot of stuff that you can get done with these units. Each unit is very useful.
Only the first echelon is available at the moment.
Okay, here we are. So what we've got here is actually one of the tougher types of missions. We can pause, or we can slow the game down by hitting backspace and 1. I'm going to pause real quick so that I can kind of look at what I'm looking at here. And you can see this is the region or the area that we have to capture. Very well made maps with the roads coming in. You've got your housing area where people live, the little church with the infirmary. And this is one thing I love so much about this game, is that the buildings are actually useful. So infirmary, you get medics. They can bring people here. They can heal them up and get them back into battle. Usually not by the end of the battle, though, but it's a much nicer way of saving troops than losing the money for them. You also have a supply depot, supply warehouse here, which provides passive ammo to everything around it, which is awesome. So if you have supply vehicles like this, they can actually build an ammo depot, or I can capture the enemy ammo depot and use it for my benefit. So the goal is to not blow that thing up. You can also drive your supply trucks around, filling up vehicles or things, and then bring it back here, fill the supply truck back up with ammo, and then bring it back to where it needs to go. So you can kind of have a backline ammo depot and use trucks and things to travel it all around. So what we're going to do essentially is we want to capture these 3 positions without getting pushed back too hard. But this isn't the one that's going to push us back. It said at the beginning that we were, but we're not actually. So we can be pretty calm with this one. We're gonna go in. We're gonna call in our 5 riflemen here. Oh no, we do have to protect our outposts. So if they take our outposts, they will win. And we're gonna call in our M2A1 here. And what I want to do is show you guys how these troops work. So we're gonna pause really quickly. So I can individually select a troop. They all have individuals, but there's unit types, and there's only 5, which I think puts a lot of people off, but they become very useful later on down the line. When there's 5 or more of the elite units, it becomes very unfair for the game systems, because they're very good. These guys are no joke riflemen, but they have a bolt action Springfield rifle, so they're not actually using the M1 Garands. What you can do with these troops, though, is amazing. You have formations. These are the units info right here. How many are selected. You can also see them up here. You have a cover formation, wedge formation, column formation, and assault formation. So if you're in an assault formation and you're leading the tanks, you want to have them, especially in an urban area, in the assault formation. That round big circle is going to be a tank or any kind of vehicle. It'll be behind the infantry. As a line formation, they're just going to approach like they would in Ostfront in a single line. You could individually separate them and have them in 2 different lines. Just do whatever the heck you want, but you can do some pretty cool stuff. Then on the bottom, you have your anti-personnel grenades, typical. Your anti-tank grenades, which is awesome. A lot of games don't incorporate anti-tank grenades into their low-tier units. This low-tier unit even has an anti-tank grenade, so he can blow up a tank or something like a tank. He isn't useless. They also contain melee throwing knives, which seems strange, but it's pretty useful when you have your guys going in a sneak operation. You have them not firing, and you have a guy come in and throw a knife at somebody. Taking out all kinds of guys like that. It's very fun. You've got sandbag cover, which the troops all can build anywhere for the most part. They can build sandbags on pretty much any surface. And then you have dig or deepen a trench. When they dig the trench, they don't build a line trench. This one, if they click dig a trench here, there's 2 different options. And this is what makes this game so good and makes me very upset that people don't like it. You can dig a trench in a line pattern like this, and you can actually scroll with your mouse wheel to adjust how many pockets people can have to actually sit in. And they will only be able to use this trench facing the direction I'm pointing it. So they will spend quite a bit of time, I'm not going to make them do that though, digging that trench out. And if you have a defensive mission, you get them in those, they're very useful, because your troops can travel along a trench without exposing their head and get to a new position or get to ammunition or whatever they need to in order to protect your base. They also have this, which allows them to dig directly below where they stand very quickly, and it will be a very small hole that they can lay down in just below the ground. If you click it again, they will dig it to crouch level, which takes them a little longer, and if they click it a third time, they will dig it to head level, so that their helmet is the only thing exposed, and they will duck, but they can shoot and duck out of these full body sized trench holes, which you can then tie to a trench line, which gets expanded out as you draw the trench. You could draw a trench over them. So those trench systems are very intricate. I would call it better than any World War II game or any war game I've ever seen. The trenches in this game are amazing. Then you have storming the building, which essentially is, if there's a building over here with some riflemen in there or whatever, we will storm it, and our troops will provide cover fire on the window ports so that the troops inside will keep their heads down, as the infantry will rush the windows, or the doors I should say, and they will go inside and they will start a combat. It's kind of like based on the troops type and then what weapons they're carrying at that time. So if my Springfield operating guys run in with a submachine gunner, they will all die. They will actually just get mowed down by the submachine, because he has a defensive position. He will actually hold that. So you have to prep. Usually you want to run in with some SMG guys or something like that. Storm the building. They have melee, so you can actually tell them to get into a melee fight. They will beat the heck out of somebody with their fists. Attack, they can just attack a spot or suppression. They can sprint very quickly, actually. They rotate, they repair, they have examine, and they can obviously cancel. This button here is allowing them to retreat to reserve. So if the unit is destroyed or completely wiped out, and there's like one guy left and there's still riflemen in my battalion or my division, I can call him back and he'll go back, refit and rearm, and he can come back out in the next group of people with a 5-man squad instead of being by himself. So that is useful if you're in a spot and you need to upgrade or fix one of your squads. So that alone is just what the infantry have. That was about 5 or 10 minutes of me talking. The infantry can do quite a bit more though. They can obtain houses and actually build cover. Let's see if one of these houses over here has an example of that cover. No, it doesn't. But they can build cover. It looks like this guy is actually fortified. If that red marker fills up, it will be a fortified symbol. But it's not telling me if there are people inside. And they'll put sandbags and other things around the building so that they can actually provide more cover for their windows from AP and other types of fire. Now onto the fucking tanks. We've got one example of what this tank can do, but there are quite a few things that the tanks can do with their buildings. And you can see they fit into the formation. These are all the tankers inside of it. We've got 6 of them. Quite a few because we have a lot of machine guns. This is our gun, our spare 30 cal machine gun. So you can see we've got little ports out each of the sides for people to shoot out of. So there's quite a lot of firepower that can come out of this bad boy. You can see that there is a cover, wedge, column, assault formation, same as the others. Very useful. And then you can suppress fire or fire at a position from a pretty decent distance, about 120 meters. It's not all vehicles have large range. So in Austria, it's about 150 meters or 60 meters. This game, 120 meters seals about that distance. You've got the option to camouflage a tank position or any vehicle AT emplacement or anything, pretty much anything at all. The only thing that doesn't get it are those buildings, but the supply truck can actually come and build his own camo net around himself and provide a little bit of cover, concealment rather, not cover. And then there's the option for certain tanks, not all of them. This tank can't because I think there's something wrong with maybe the shape of it or something like that, but it cannot build probably because it would cover these guns, but they have sandbag walls that they'll build completely around themselves so that they're encased in it. And they can also have a parapet. They can dig a trench so that the tank gets stuck inside the trench and has only its gun exposed from a low level, or you could have it from a high level, depending on the type of tank or what the tank's like. So those things right there just make me very, very happy as a war gamer. Another big detail too is this tank doesn't have it, but as a tank progresses, I believe they obtain camo. They get camo patterns and tank patterns and all these different things. So these tanks actually get visual details, or a lot of games seem to forget that. So we're going to start this mission here. We're going to have these guys moving up in a column pattern where the tank leads the way. We're actually going to play in slow-mo so we can kind of get what we need. We're going to send in our Willys Jeep here. And one of the best details too is that the vehicles will come in automatically, or the infantry weapons will come in towed by a vehicle. So if it's a large vehicle, it will come in towed by a larger vehicle. If it's a small emplacement, sorry. If it's a small emplacement, it will get pulled in by like a little Jeep. So these guys are going to pull in this M3, I think it's 37mm cannon here, a 1.4 inch cannon, and they're going to pull it over here, and I'm going to actually have them pull it up onto this hill, and we're going to have them set their guns up on the hill so that they can provide cover fire from here at these buildings. They're actually going to have a perfect shot. And this is what I love about this game, is it lets you really be a general. It lets you really feel like you're committed to the battlefield. You know what you're doing. You have a plan. You have a goal. Oh, we're in slow motion. I'm like, why does it go so slow? Did you lose your gun back there? Rarely do things happen badly, but like as you can see, I told him to go get it, and instead of doing a loop-de-loop and going crazy, he just backed up. He just backed up straight to it. So we'll get him to go there, and they can't instantly pick them up. They actually have to start a process of like hooking on to the vehicle. It takes like 10 seconds or 4 seconds to actually hook on, so you can't immediately just hook on. I got these guys down here. Let's get this guy up over here, and then we will get a Willys Jeep, come down the main road. This guy to go up here. On your cue. Yep, and our guy's gonna set that up. We gotta go grab this Maxim mount. So we're gonna send 3 of our riflemen to go grab it. They aren't the best at this job. Actually, you know what?
Ready to give him hell, Uncle
Even
Sam.
better, we will send our Willys guys to go do it.
Got it, sir.
And we'll have this guy undo this there, because I don't think we're gonna need to get any of these guys moved too far. You can see we just launched a nice shot at this guy here. Make sure our M2 is ready to fire here. You can see as it's green, that means it's gonna penetrate. If it's not, it will not penetrate. Back up here, boys. They're gonna kill you. Hull crushed, hull pierced. Damage models for vehicles in this game are really awesome. You can see the damage, all the bullet holes, all the smoke coming out of where it's getting shot. Get these guys down here on this Maxim. I don't want to run in there too much though, because if they get killed by that guy, I'm gonna be really sad. Oh, he's dead. I thought that was him. It's this one now. They've got another armored car coming in. You can see I'm controlling him. Ooh, we got an ammo load destruction there. Hull destroyed, ammunition load explosion. Look at the damage. The damage. It's so amazing. Like, and this is smooth. I'm playing in slow motion so that you guys can kind of catch what's going on. But I typically will play in full speed. So it's very chaotic, crazy. Like a lot of shit's constantly going around. I recommend when you start play in a slower speed so that you actually enjoy yourself. We're gonna get our two mortars up here and get our Jeep down the road. He's gonna start to provide some cover fire for the road here. But that quad mount is actually gonna be doing the most of it probably for us. Let's switch to the assault formation and actually get them on the road here.
Let's show him who's boss.
Yeah, look at that Maxim. Oh, sounds like somebody got shot on our truck. Oh, he got shot in the head. His helmet came off, and they can actually go pick it up just like in all the other Men of Wars. Or Men of Wars World War II, at least I don't know if it was like that in the other game. That's just what I love about this game, is that you feel like you're actually using everything that you need to use. Get this guy to come back over here and grab this boy. Get another Woolies to come down. You actually feel like you get to use all of the things that you've been given. Where in Ostrent, you often feel like you don't even get to ever use anything. You're just basically stuck with the best things, tanks. And infantry are just there to kind of stand there. They don't do much, but this game, even the lowest tier infantry are very useful. You can see the gunners for the drivers for these guys are immediately putting in some serious work on my quad, and they're not drivers, or they're not classified as anything other than just a gunner type. So they can do a wide assortment of things. Try to get this guy, put him in the field over here. And like I said, on occasion they will do weird things like you'd see in other games that you might not like, but for the most part, they are very good. Look at that. That's all I wanted you to do, and you did it. Ostrite, I swear to God, I tell people to do things a lot, and they never do. Let's get these guys focused. Get our mortar twos over here on the road. Oh, we've got a Browning there too. I kind of want to grab a Browning. Get some riflemen over here.
Are we there yet?
Let's move, boys.
We'll get these guys to grab this Browning. Look at the damage we're just unloading on them, because we hit their repair workshop too, so that's going to explode probably. Get these guys in this stone house here, and like I said, the fact that the infantry are such small groups is kind of on purpose. They make these types of vehicles so much more useful. Then you come in, oh no, spoke too soon. But, like I said, these guys are gunners, so they can get out of there. Get out of there.
Kick some ass.
They'll come back over here and they'll grab this bad boy. This bad boy on the road.
All right.
Try to do a little bit of a flank over here.
Time to move.
We'll actually speed it up a little bit, because now that you guys have seen just kind of what I was saying, you might be able to see how fast the speed actually is, so that you get a good understanding of what you're looking at. The game's speed is definitely something that put me off at first, and then I realized, no, it's exactly where it should be. So, let's get these guys, maybe get in this house again, help him here.
Don't just stand there.
Support his friend there.
Deal is waiting for us.
Try to get this 50 cal up in here.
Affirmative, sir. Moving out. Time to kick some ass. In position.
We'll get a supply truck to come over here and build these guys a little bit of a supply depot so that they don't run out of ammo.
Just point us.
And mortars in this game are very useful as well.
We're the thunder of liberty.
Push forward.
I don't know what hit my dude there when I got in here, but
Affirmative, sir. We're hot to
hopefully it
try.
doesn't do it again. Yep, we're good.
Keep the momentum going.
We'll let them get the ammo, and then we'll have them actually move up.
Understood.
Somebody's cannon over here. Oh, I lost it.
We need reconnaissance.
Moving out. Waiting for your whistle.
Get them to go inside the house actually for some reason.
Give the enemy a chance. Smoke deal is waiting for us.
We're bugging out.
Where are we getting shot from? Oh, there he is. Flak 38. Careful, don't turn. Oh, my mortars got him. Nice. Fucking killer.
Attack first.
Fucking
Got your
amazing
back, sir.
shots on those guys.
Sir, standing by for your
Like I
orders.
said, everything in this game feels fluid. When you lose a troop, you don't feel like you're getting screwed. You always feel like it's your fault, like you put them in the wrong place. And that drives me insane in Austria when I look back and my fucking backline is destroyed because my car flipped and fucking I lost like my best tank or whatever. It's really bad. Oh, we're out of ammo on this guy.
Grass from all the sitting around
Come back
doing
here and
nothing.
get some ammo.
Orders, sir. We're ready.
Let's get the mortars to move up a little bit too.
Move, move, move.
Good lord, we're doing a lot of fucking smoke shots on here. Ooh, somebody's shooting at us with something.
Don't give the enemy a chance. Target in range.
Where's
We're all buttoned
that
up
guy?
and ready to dance.
One thing you want to do is put the silhouettes on too, because you'll start to lose your guys pretty
We've
quickly.
been briefed and debriefed. Time to let us
That's
listen.
another thing I love too much about this game is that it has some very good details and it's crispy smooth. Like it is so smooth for a game like this.
Push forward.
It puts a lot of other games to shame.
Attack first. Enemy.
You know what? Storm that building, kill that guy. Nice, we got him. Somebody's over here. Looks like a vehicle. Oh, he's a Panzer III. Oh shit. So now we're gonna pay a little bit more attention. Get in there.
Affirmative, sir.
And another great detail is that when you switch, you don't have to reload. You just can switch over to AP or HE immediately. But when you fire, you have to switch and reload and wait for it. So you can't just immediately. I'm gonna try to get him with a turret shot. We've got some dang old infantry boys over here.
Yes, brothers.
That's what it's all about, though. We gotta get that nice flank on him. Make sure he's got the right ammunition ready.
Victory.
Get him. Get him. Throw those grenades. Ah, they got my boys.
Awaiting further instructions.
It's good that they actually have their guys on both sides there. They have their turret facing one way and their machine gun facing the other. But look at that.
Don't give the enemy a chance.
The little recruits.
Attack.
The little recruits that could. The rifleman recruits that fucking could. And that's what I love. I love to see it more than anything. And like I said, on easy, this is fucking fair. On hard, oh man, you are not going to be having a fun time. I play hardcore on Ostfriend typically, and I wouldn't ever attempt that in this game. Because it's just brutal. It's very unfair, and this is only the third mission. They're sending Panzer IIIs, and they will start to send Tigers and stuff.
Give the enemy a chance.
And at that point, you're done. It's just really, really hard. You need to have artillery. I haven't gotten to that point yet, but I can only imagine based on what the Tiger or what the Panzer IIIs and Panzer IVs have put me through in this game.
Affirmative.
Let's get these guys. I kind of want to put them over here now. Yeah, we'll put them over here. Get them to go over there. Good kills. Good kills. Let's get one more infantry group up here for them. Actually, let's get some infantry SMG boys to spread it out. We got a Stewart to support. We can speed the time back up.
Forward. We've
Infantry,
been briefed and debriefed.
infantry boys. One thing I don't like though is the positioning of the screen for the units.
Chew ground, boys.
Kind of confusing. A little bit tedium. A little bit of tedium, I should say.
Got it, sir. We're hoofing it. We're hoofing it.
Attack first.
Every time I see a vehicle, I'm always going to pause, because if I don't know what it is and it hits me with something crazy, I'd rather be ready for it.
Sir, your troops are ready and waiting. I'm on the assault. We're all buttoned up and ready
Get
to
these
dance.
mortars off on him there. Matter of fact, you know what? I don't even want to give that a shot. I want to put my fucking... Oh, nice. He still pierced him.
Cannons calibrated.
50 cal will cut that fucker in half. Oh, there is a Panzer. Oh, no, it's not. 50 cal will cut that that guy in
We've been briefed and debriefed.
pieces.
Time to let us loose, Cap.
Why have we not captured this point, though? That's my question.
Orders, sir. We're ready.
Something's up with the spot. Shit.
Engine shot. We're sending rocks.
Oh shit, get out, get out, get out, get out. No! My vehicle.
Move, move.
We didn't see that Panzer coming in. And they've got another flak Panzer on that hill behind there.
Got your back, sir.
They don't have any more grenades, but these do. Get the mortars to strike on there. Tankers, get the fuck out of there.
Time to dish out some American justice.
I need my MG to get the fuck out. Why are you not answering my call? Oh, I think I was selecting the wrong guy.
On your cue.
Why won't he move? Oh, they're all dead. Like, what the heck? These guys over here, and then I want to get them off the MG so that they can just be ready to fucking
Beams
throw a
and
grenade
bullets ready.
at this bastard over here. I don't want you to run into his path. There we go. Yeah.
We're all buttoned up and ready to dance.
Okay, get the steward out of the road here.
Roger that, sir.
Go, go, go.
Don't give the enemy a chance.
At least we're doing some fucking damage to him, though.
Understood. Let's show him who's boss.
Who's he shooting at? Oh, my Willies. I want him to get in a position where it's easy to flank his ass. With a vehicle or a person, I mean.
Attack first.
We've been briefed and debriefed.
To glory.
Get somebody to fix this bad boy up.
Ready to move. Just give the word.
Get those grenades on the back of them there.
Hell yeah,
I can't run at him with those two because if I do, there's an MG on the front there that will... Yeah, nice. Our mortars are legit beasts, though.
boss. Prepare to fire.
Hell yeah. Fucking infantry boys for the win.
All right, gentlemen, advance.
Alright. We lost our 50 cal over here, but we can actually get some guys on it again.
Take the gun.
Because if we get the 50 cal up over there, we can just take out this bad boy.
No time to waste.
place their gun down a little bit. They might have to get out.
Move your butts!
I don't want this guy to be alive over here.
Sir, standing by for your orders.
Alright, that bastard's done. Let's get our troops moved
Ready
up
to
on this
move. Just
position
give
and
the word.
capture this church.
Load up, warriors. We're off to the rodeo. Sir, standing by
Like
for
I
your
said,
orders.
even on easy, they give you a damn hard time.
Prepare stock. Damn it, Feet.
But we didn't
Don't
go
fail
through
me
all of
now.
our units or anything. Goal is to not use everybody in your fucking echelon.
Orders will be coming hot and heavy soon.
Forward.
Nice, we captured it. Oh, watch out. Right from...
Hell yeah, boss.
No, we
We're
didn't
getting
capture
our
it. Sounds
tails
like
outta
we did,
here.
though.
Moving out.
And the best thing, too, is, like, all the damage models... Like, you see that those shots were piercing. I said a lot of best things, but these things are something I'm always looking for. The pierces that they get when they shoot through our vehicles, they don't always kill your vehicle or do anything really. They just kind of stun you for a second. So there's plenty of shots that will go straight through, clear, and just miss both your crewmen or whatever crewmen you have in your tank. You can see we looks like killed and lost. That's how many they lost and killed. Some of them look like they killed by our own friendly mortars. You can see what our stats were for each, the currency that they accumulated, etc, etc. You can see our riflemen got some really good experience there, 256, and we get some nice rewards for that. So we close, and then the next attack will be coming at Sawmill from Roadblock, like I said. So when we go in, we can actually look here, and we got 9 experience points for the Browning M2. We didn't get any for our Browning 1919 because we didn't use any, but we still got those experience points there. We can see we've got 612 experience points towards this M3, which is just enough, or a little bit more than what we needed for the M1, which is a significantly more powerful version of that gun. The M3 Lee, we are close, but not close enough, but obviously we're going to want that. Or we could look and see, can we get this too? The 75mm M1A1, which is very useful. But one thing I bring up is that the useful weapons aren't always going to unlock a division. So you need to get to the Calliope here, Sherman Calliope. So I need to use more M4 grenade launcher vehicles, which I probably should have used in that one, so that we can actually get where we need to. Why am I not using them as much as I would like? Because they just get instantly clapped by tanks if they get seen. So it's pretty tough, pretty challenging, but you can see we've also unlocked bar machine gunners. So the bar is now a guy that could be a group. He'll come with 2 BARs and 3 assistants, or rather a squad leader and 2 assistants. And those guys pair very well with a rifle recruit. And they can basically, rifle recruits go forward, bar gunners sit behind them, covering fire. They move up and they eventually capture the position. So what we're going to do here is we're going to actually unlock a M3 Lee. This is going to cost us 102. This is 103. So we're going to get them both. And for the next one, we'll probably try to edit our group a little bit so that the infantry group here is actually fit for what we need. You see we've got some M4s. They're very expensive vehicles that I bought for this unit because they're kind of the forward spearhead, and you typically will have my best troops or my best units in them because of that. Irregardless, I hope you guys enjoyed this little bit of a video here. I hope just watching the game, maybe you guys see something that you like. There's definitely a lot of HUD elements. There's a lot of things that you need to learn. I think this part of the game here, choosing and deciding what units you want to get or how the echelons look, can be kind of fun, but also a little bit time consuming, but it usually auto refills anyway. So there's quite a lot of details and things that make this game player friendly. And for 45 bucks, you might have a game that you could put thousands of hours into, like I plan to with this game. So Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!